Ravens fan, you won't believe what's happening. A Steelers legend, Ben Roethlisberger, is afraid to face Baltimore in the playoffs. That's right. The quarterback who was one of the NFL's biggest nightmares is now worried about what the Ravens can do on their path to the title. But what exactly did he see in the Ravens that got him so alarmed? With Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry playing at an incredibly high level, the Ravens are becoming an unstoppable force. And Roethlisberger knows it well. Stay with me until the end to find out what's scaring Roethlisberger and what it means for the Ravens in the playoffs. Will the team finally show its full potential and dominate everything? Don't go anywhere, because you're about to understand the impact of this on our season. Go Ravens! The Baltimore Ravens are entering the most crucial part of the season with an impressive performance. Since Week 14, the team has been playing at a very high level, winning every game with a lead of at least 17 points. That's not something you see often in the NFL, where games can be decided by a single play. On offense, Lamar Jackson continues to play as the best quarterback in the league, leading the team with his unique ability to both run and pass. Alongside him, Derrick Henry has been an unstoppable force, carrying the team on his back and scoring key touchdowns. No matter who's up front, the offense is functioning like a well-oiled machine. But what's really been impressive is the transformation of the Ravens' defense. At the beginning of the season, it was seen as one of the team's weaknesses, but now it's one of the strongest pillars. What changed? The players adjusted. The defensive scheme adapted, and the plays started happening. The defense is not just stopping opponents, but also forcing key turnovers and creating game-changing moments. This shift has been crucial for the Ravens, not just surviving the season, but becoming one of the most feared teams in the NFL. The balance between offense and defense has made the team practically unbeatable. Each side complements the other incredibly well. When the offense scores quickly, the defense knows exactly what to do to maintain the lead. The confidence in the collective effort is evident in every play, and that only increases the excitement for the playoffs. This is no longer a team that depends on just one side. It's a complete team where everyone plays a crucial role. This makes the fans even more excited, knowing there's no weakness that opponents can exploit. And if you think the team is playing well now, just imagine what will happen when the pressure of the playoffs kicks in. The Baltimore Ravens are stronger than ever, and with the team playing at such a high level, it's hard to picture any opponent feeling comfortable facing them, especially. Speaking of tough opponents, Steelers legend Ben Roethlisberger is already afraid to face the Ravens in the playoffs. Ben Roethlisberger, a legend of the Pittsburgh Steelers, knows exactly what it's like to play under pressure in crucial games. He didn't hesitate to express how dangerous a potential matchup against the Ravens in the playoffs would be. On his podcast, Roethlisberger said that with Baltimore playing the way they are, any team that faces them would be taking a huge risk. And it's no wonder. The explosive performances of Lamar Jackson and the dominant presence of Derrick Henry are enough to make any team work. Together, they've been the driving forces behind the Ravens' success and are playing at the highest level. Additionally, the Ravens' defense has been incredibly solid, something Ben highlighted as one of the team's biggest strengths. In the past, the defense was met with some skepticism, but now it's one of the most reliable in the league, capable of changing the course of a game with an interception or a fumble recovery at just the right. Roethlisberger believes that with all these factors coming together, the Ravens are one of the most dangerous teams in the NFL, right? And if even a veteran like him is warning about the danger, just imagine what other teams think when they face Baltimore. For Roethlisberger, the current moment for the Ravens is a reflection of their full potential. The team is playing in remarkable harmony, with each piece of the puzzle fitting perfect. This generates confidence within the group and a certainty that no one can underestimate. In a playoff game, where any mistake can be fatal, a team like Baltimore is exactly the kind of opponent you don't want to face. And when a big NFL legend says the Ravens are dangerous, it's definitely time to pay attention. Roethlisberger may be worried about what lies ahead, but the Baltimore Ravens are just beginning to show their true power. Now, as the Steelers try to cope with that fear, the Ravens have a recent streak of victories that might just be a sign of what's to come in the playoffs. And that includes a major win over the Steelers. In recent years, the rivalry between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens has been one of the most intense in the NFL, with the Steelers dominating most of the matchups. They had won 8 of the last 9 games against the Ravens, which gave the team confidence. But in the most recent meeting between the two teams, everything changed. The Ravens gave Pittsburgh a lesson, winning convincingly 34-17 at home. This victory was a turning point, showing that the Ravens were no longer the vulnerable team they were at the start of the season. They had learned from their mistakes, adjusted their game, and were now ready to challenge any opponent. The big lesson from that loss to the Steelers was realizing just how much the Ravens are improving every week. The team has become more complete and harder to stop. The offense, led by Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, doesn't give opponents a break, while the defense has become one of the best in the league, capable of neutralizing even the most potent attacks. With such a dominant display against the Steelers, there's no doubt the Ravens have reached a new level. For the Steelers, that loss was a huge wake-up call. Facing Baltimore in the playoffs won't be. What's even more impressive is the Ravens' ability to adapt. Even with the pressure of facing a rival team like the Steelers, Baltimore stayed strong and not only maintained control of the game, but also extended their lead. This shows that in crucial moments, the team is ready to give it their all. That win over the Steelers further strengthened the team's confidence, as it showed they can beat not only major rivals, but also overcome adversity and keep improving. Now, the big question is, how will the Steelers react to this loss in the playoffs? The rivalry remains intense, and the Ravens have proven they're stronger than ever. With the playoffs approaching, the expectation is that the next battle between these two teams will be even more electrifying. And this leads us to wonder what needs to happen for this matchup to take place. Well, we've passed the halfway point of our video, but I noticed you haven't left a like on this video yet. This is really important so that YouTube continues to promote my content to you, and I'll keep bringing it to you. So, go ahead and leave a like on this video. It's free, okay? Let's continue. Although the teams are in different situations in the standings, there is a possibility that Baltimore and Pittsburgh will face off again in the playoffs, specifically in the wild card. For this to happen, the Steelers would need to lose to the Cincinnati Bengals in the last game of the regular season. In addition, the Los Angeles Chargers would need to defeat the Las Vegas Raiders. If this happens, the Ravens would take the lead in the AFC North and secure the third spot in the conference, while the Steelers would fall to the sixth spot. This would open the door for a showdown between the two teams in Baltimore, more specifically at M&T Bank Stadium, a venue for great rivalries. What makes this scenario even more interesting is the tense atmosphere that always surrounds a matchup between the Steelers and the Ravens. The rivalry between these two teams is one of the most intense in the NFL, and the idea of a playoff game only amplifies that. M&T Bank Stadium would be the stage for a true battle, with passionate fans and two teams willing to do anything to secure the win. No matter what position the teams are in, a wild card game between them would be a must-watch, filled with emotion, incredible plays, and, of course, plenty of drama. The advantage of playing at home is an important factor for the Ravens, especially with the stadium packed with passionate fans. The support of the crowd could be the extra fuel needed to ensure the team goes all out and claims victory. Additionally, the Ravens' recent track record shows that they are on the rise, while the Steelers, despite their victorious history, have shown flaws when facing a team as complete and determined as Baltimore. If this matchup happens, it will be an opportunity for the Ravens to prove they are ready to dominate the AFC. If the rivalry was already intense, the playoffs promise to intensify everything. Now, with a potential matchup on the horizon, one question hangs in the air. Will the Ravens repeat their victory and continue their journey to the Super Bowl, or will the Steelers have the strength to reverse the scenario? Despite the intense rivalry between Pittsburgh and Baltimore, Ben Roethlisberger, one of the greatest players in Steelers history, made it clear in his podcast that he would prefer to face the Houston Texans in the first round of the playoffs, if given the choice. Why is that? Roethlisberger believes that the Texans, despite being AFC South champions, are a more vulnerable team, especially with the injuries and struggles that have marked their season. He even mentioned Houston's humiliating loss to the Ravens by a score of 31-2 on Christmas Day, saying that this result reflects just how fragile the team has been compared to the Ravens. Roethlisberger knows that the playoffs are a time of extreme pressure, and when it comes to a high-level matchup like this, experience counts for a lot. As a veteran, he knows that facing a team like the Ravens, who are playing at their best, would be a huge challenge. But at the same time, he believes the Texans are a team that, with their flaws and struggles, are more manageable for a team like the Steelers. However, he also knows that no matter who the Steelers face, the only thing that matters is winning, regardless of the circumstances. This opinion from Roethlisberger shows the respect he has for the growing strength of the Ravens. While he might feel more comfortable facing the Texans, the reality is that no one, not even him, can underestimate Baltimore now. The team is playing with impressive confidence, and that's something every NFL team is starting to notice. The Baltimore Ravens are no longer a team that can be taken lightly. They have everything they need to go far in the playoffs. For Roethlisberger, what is clear is that No matter the opponent, the focus needs to be on winning. And with the scenario unfolding, the Ravens seem more and more ready to face any challenge, regardless of who the next opponent is. So, Ravens fan, it's clear how much the other teams are respecting the strength of our team, especially with the legend Ben Roethlisberger worried about them. With Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry playing at a high level, and our defense stronger than ever, there's no denying that the Ravens are a dangerous. But is that enough to ensure we dominate in the playoffs? Now, I ask, do you believe the Ravens are ready to go all the way and claim what's rightfully ours? Leave your opinion in the comments. And if you're not subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe to the channel and stay updated on all things Baltimore Ravens. See you in the next video.